Hello YouTube, it is Championdjk coming at you again with another weekly video. And I just want to start by saying I hope you guys are all doing well, both physically and mentally, as we kind of go through a weird time for, I guess, our generation. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, it's pretty crazy out there. So yeah, I hope you guys are all doing very well, both physically and mentally. I hope your family's doing well, all that good stuff. That being said, I got some things to share with you guys today. Should be a pretty decent episode. I don't think it's going to be too long. We'll see. All right, so I found one of these actually. This is the first time I've actually seen one of these in the wild. I actually found it today. Went to a Target local to me when I was out kind of grabbing a couple of things that I needed. Target was a ghost town, which was just weird and surreal. So really odd. But I went ahead and I picked this thing up. It's not a casting I collect or anything like that. I just thought, well, it was my first like ID chase, whatever, car that I've found, so I thought I would grab it. I don't know if I'm going to keep it or open it up. I might just dump it off at whenever the next Diecast meet is that we're able to meet at. By the way, in my state, we've had our first 2 deaths, unfortunately, and yeah, and this is Thursday, so things could develop between now and when you actually see this video, but all restaurants and bars are closed, right? So our meet is at actually a bar. So no diecast meet. Not like that's like the most of my worries, but yeah, so anyway, that aside, eventually I'll be able to dump that off at a meet to somebody who needs it or wants it. I got this really sweet 3-pack. This actually, my buddy Crazy Todd picked this thing up for me a while back, and I just haven't shown it yet. It just looks really cool. It's got some, I think these are all like multi-pack exclusive models, and they're all really good ones. You got the Hudson Hornet, you got 2 Porsches. I mean, you really can't go wrong with that. We're going to go ahead and open that up in the next segment, so stay tuned for that. I also got some mail. Got this guy. Pretty cool. The Ferrari F40 Tomica Limited Vintage in black. I opened it already. I took a peek at it, and it looks absolutely amazing. And we are going to go ahead and peep it, of course, in the second segment of the video. Maybe I'll get out the red and the yellow one too, so I can just look at the trifecta together. Anyway, beautifully done car, as you guys would expect. Then I also got these other 2. This is a Tomica Limited Vintage Bluebird Estate wagon. Very cool. Picked that one up. We'll check that one out. And then also picked up this Nissan Skyline GTSR from Tomica Premium. So some pretty cool stuff there that we're going to take a look at. I also got some mail from Surplus Goodies, who provided this model to me for doing a little work on the Lamley blog. This one I already opened this up. I already took it off the base, to be honest with you, and I already took a bunch of pictures of it. I took some really cool pictures of it. It'll probably show up on a Lamley daily at some point, so stay tuned to the blog for that. But I got this from Surplus Goodies. This thing is absolutely beautiful. I might show this again here in the second segment of the video. We'll see. I don't know if by the time I post this, if that Lamley Daily will have posted to the site or not, but you'll just have to check it out and see if you can find it. If it's not there, hopefully it will be there shortly. So there was that. Sticking with, I guess, mail from Japan, I actually got these quite a while ago, and I just haven't had the chance to show them. These things right here. What are these? This is the Tomica 50th anniversary collection, and I didn't get all of them. I don't remember how many there actually are, but I got 1, 2, 3, 5, and 6. Yeah. So there's no 4. You know, I guess there was only 6. I only didn't pick up 1. I should have just got the 6th one. Why not? These things weren't that expensive. I don't know if they're still available or not. They're probably not. but pretty cool. So you got this this Nissan Fairlady Z, Bluebird Triple S Coupe, Corona, Toyota, Mark II hardtop, Crown Super Deluxe, and a Toyota 2000 GT. Pretty awesome. So we'll pop all those open in the second segment of the video and take a peek at them. Hopefully you enjoy that. And then we've got one other thing from that. This came in the same shipment. This is interesting. This is a what I really want is like a Tomica Limited vintage bus, okay, a city bus. But they're expensive, okay? They're still really expensive. One day I'm going to grab one, but for now I'm settling with this, which is a Diecast. Not familiar too much with the brand. It says it's in 1/64 scale, and by the appearance of it, it does appear to be 1/64 scale. When you look at it in size compared to like the Greenlight motorhomes, would be like the only other thing I have that's a 1/64 scale. That's pretty large, or like the HD trucks. This looks pretty legit scale-wise, so I was kind of excited for it. It's probably made out of a lot of plastic and stuff like that, but it looks like it's pretty well detailed, and I think it's something worth looking at, and we're going to pop that out and take a peek at that in the next segment here coming up. And then I got these three items. This was from Mac's Little Cars collection sale. I think that's what it was. It's a website. They don't have much left, but if you guys want to go check, I think it's Mac's Little Car Collection, or Mac's Car something, Mac's Little Cars Collection sale page. It's just a website. I've ordered from them twice. I already got 2 Ultra Reds that I showed in the last video, and I did not disclose the seller then because I was going back for more and I didn't want you guys to scoop them up. But anyway, I got these 2 Ultra Reds. This one is actually a double. I already have it loose, and now I've got it carded because I'm an Auto World hoarder, and you guys know that. So try to refrain from asking to trade for it pretty please, because it'd be tough to get this thing off of me, to be honest, even though I got it for just an amazing price. It's limited to 75 pieces. By the way, if you haven't seen my other video this week on the Auto World 2017 Premium Release 1, that car is from that. I explain why that series is kind of different and special. So definitely that's worth checking out. So if you haven't already. And then I got this Ultra Red, which is a hobby exclusive Auto World Deluxe model. This Ultra Red, believe it or not, is actually very rare. It's more rare actually than the other one I just showed you. It says limited to 1248 right here. And normally I would say to calculate, you know, how many Ultra Reds it were, take this 1248, multiply it by 2, because there's a version A and a version B, right? There was a white one and there was a black one. And this is version A and version B. And normally for version A and version B, they're the same Ultra Red car. The only difference is the card. For this one, there actually is a difference, and it's a subtle difference, but it does make this car somewhat rare. This one has a black interior. The one that you would find on the B card has a red interior. So this is legitimately 3% of 1248, and you can do the math on that. And that's how many there are of this car. Not a lot. What does that make that? I'm gonna make a fool out of myself trying to do math, but probably like, what is that, 39 or 40 or something like that? Less than that, right? What's 1% of 1248? Is that like 12.4? So 3 times that, right? So like 36-ish, 37. Yeah, that's how many there are of this. So not that many. I will open this up. It's going to be a Free the Piece Friday episode for sure, because I'll go through probably all of the Camaro Deluxe models, because that actually is the last one that I needed, and now I actually have them all. So that's pretty awesome. And then another thing I picked up from that site is this guy right here. 1987 Pontiac Trans Am GTA from the, what is this, Barrett Jackson Speed Series, Speed Channel Barrett Jackson. This is copyright date 2007. I don't know how many of these are made. I don't. This is going to be another Free the Piece Friday episode, so stay tuned in the future for me to open up this car. Sorry, I'm not opening it up in the second segment. Everything we're opening up, I've already shown you. But this is just a really beautiful looking green machine. It's my first green body green machine of this casting, and I love this casting. It's not without its flaws. It's kind of a weird base issue on all of these and stuff like that. It just looks a little weird, but I'll explain that in a later video. So stay tuned for that. So again, let's look at some of these cars close up. We got some really cool stuff to look at, so stay tuned for that. And again, I hope you guys are all happy, healthy, and doing okay. Stay tuned. Okay, so let's start this second segment by taking a look at this Hot Wheels 3-pack. Some nice Porsches in a Hudson Hornet. I love that they did, like, this is the livery that they put out, like, the Super Treasure Hunt of this Hudson Hornet in. I'm not sure how long this has been out as a multi-pack exclusive, but it's sweet, and I'm glad I got it. Let's go ahead and... Oh, shoot. It's so difficult to open. Just a winner of a 3-pack. So first off, you got this Porsche casting, which is not the best Porsche casting. It's pretty decent though. The Cayman S. I do like how they have tampoed headlights, little Porsche logo there. Looks great. Wheel choice is good. Would have been nice, of course, to have, you know, something on the tail for tampos as opposed to these stripes on the side. But I'll take it. It's a cool car. Pretty cool casting. And I believe it's a multi-pack exclusive. Someone will let me know otherwise if it's not, I'm sure. But yeah, very, very cool. Very, very cool little car. I love collecting Hot Wheels Porsches. As far as like Hot Wheels, I think mainline stuff goes, I think Porsche is probably my favorite thing to collect as far as Hot Wheels mainline stuff goes. Just trying to think of what else is really out there that excites me, and I think nothing really excites me more than seeing Porsches. So that's what I like. I like some of the JDM stuff too, don't get me wrong, and JNC stuff, I guess, as well. This next one is the Porsche 911 GT2 casting. This is a really nice casting. I actually like this casting quite a bit. Major bonus for this one is that it's got the headlights that are part of the glass piece or the windshield piece, so it gives them a nice nice depth to them, and that way they don't have to tampo them either or print them, which kind of leaves it open to be able to print more, which means they were able to do taillights on this one and a stripe on the top, which they may have been able to do that anyway because these headlights are almost right on the top anyway, but it just gives them an extra surface to play with as far as graphics go, because you don't have to really worry about stamping on the headlights. This one also has a Porsche logo right there. The stripe looks pretty decent. The wheel choice is pretty good. And I just really like this Hot Wheels casting. I think it's very awesomely done. It's one of my favorites. So pretty darn cool there. And then, of course, the Hudson Hornet. This is a great casting. A little package wear on these things. The registration's a little bit off, it appears, on the top. That's okay. Really cool, though. Should have grabbed out the Supra just to compare it to this. And I'm debating on grabbing it if I can see it from here, and I can. So hang tight one second. There it is. All right, so there is the Super Treasure Hunt. What year was this from? Jeez, I don't remember. Time is really flying. So 2016, maybe? Gosh, I'm sorry, guys. But didn't do my homework for this video. So it's kind of cool because it's got the top tampos. Of course, it doesn't have the TH logo. that the Supra has. It doesn't have the treasure hunt written on the hood, but it's got all the other tampos basically, just in a different color than the Supra. And the regular car release didn't even have the top tampo at all. Just had, of course, the side tampos. So just a really cool compliment to this. I think it's I love it when they do this, like later on they go ahead and release like a kind of an homage to a different livery that has already been out. And really cool. Like, honestly, this would be a candidate. If you're talking about candidates for, on the Lamley group, we posted a video showing the gasser for the Legends Tour, which sadly is postponed for quite some time, probably. Did super candidates for what they could do for another one, and this you know, this wouldn't be a bad Supra either. It's an awesome looking Supra. So very, very cool. Digging that. It's just a kind of a really cool thing. Next, let's take a peek at this Ferrari F40 in black. So, of course, we've already seen it in red. And it's, you know, that's the color. If you want just a straight stock Ferrari F40, this is what you want it in. Red. Beautiful. Beautiful car. Just amazing looking, definitely worth it. So if you guys can find these still at a reasonable price, yeah, pick one up. You won't regret it. And then this one's much tougher to get. Going to be more expensive. This was more of like a Tomica Mall or something exclusive. I would not have this in my collection if it weren't for Diecast. So thank you very, very much, buddy, for that one. Both of these are left-hand drive. I think there's a difference, though, because of I think it's the taillights, right? Yeah. They're, like, reversed. Just an interesting detail on that one. Anyway, just an amazing car, and one of the best die-cast cars in my collection for sure. And now we get it in black. Ferrari F40. Standard packaging for these Ferrari Tomicas. They're very fancy packages. We don't really need to look at that, though, I don't think. Carefully get it out here. This is going to be the last time it's in there for a while because it's going on display. I'll do that packaging thing later, but take a look at this beautiful black F40. Red seats. Of course, it still maintains its opening features. Gosh, that's wonderful. Yeah, so of course these are not cheap. Okay, they're not. But the only thing I can recommend is either Japan Booster or Hobby Link Japan, somewhere where you can get these, pre-order them. That's going to be the cheapest that you're ever going to pay. So the ship has already sailed on these ones, unfortunately, but you might be able to still find them. The black one sure wasn't as popular, I don't think, right off the bat, as of course this red one was right when it was coming out, because people were going nuts. Plus, this is the first release of it. But if you can get your hands on any one of these, whether it's yellow, red, or black, and you're a fan of the F40, of course. If you don't like the Ferrari F40, of course, don't buy any of these. But if you're a fan of them, get all three if you can. Call it a collection. Just a beautiful car. I'm going to go ahead and just get these out of the way for the rest of the video. So, and expensive cars, but just well worth it, especially if you're a Ferrari collector. It's going to be the cornerstone of your collection. They're just so amazingly done, so beautifully done. So awesome. All right, so there's our F40s. Let's stick with Tomica Limited Vintage for a moment and check out this Datsun Bluebird Estate Wagon. This is version C. I think C and D just came out, so there is another color that came out in tandem with this one. I did not pick it up. I only picked out one, which I try to do all the time with Tomica Limited Vintage, because yeah, I wish I could have them all. I really do. But the models aren't cheap, but they are beautiful. And this is no exception to that rule. Look at this thing. Just so nice. It's got suspension. This model is one of the ones that's got suspension. Look at the detail up front there. Beautiful. Blue interior. Here's a look at the base. Base is metal. Just a gorgeous car. Extremely high quality. Very, very nice. Oh, there's a little tiny, if you want to get nitpicky, there's a little tiny flaw right here. It looks like the silver didn't quite make it around that little corner of the grill or the front end piece, but that off camera would be probably impossible to notice. Very, very awesome though. Very, very cool. And the regular Tomica Limited Vintage actually aren't that expensive, all things considered. When you're talking about all the premium brands that are out right now and prices that you'll pay for some of that stuff, like Inno 64, you know, whatever floats your boat, there's anything premium that you want to get. So you can do the Inno stuff, the Tarmac stuff, the higher end Tarmac stuff. What else? I mean, some Hot Wheels RLC pieces are going to be up in the $20-ish range, and that's what this is. So you can get these for $20 if you know, order them. Pre-order them. So, and then if you don't pre-order them, sometimes they can get pricey later on. So that's why I always recommend. Usually I recommend patience. Wait for the right deal, right, on your diecast, especially when it comes to something that where the value fluctuates up and down and up and down on. But Tomica Limited Vintage, it starts out low, and then it gets higher than low, and then it usually never goes back down. And it just sits there at kind of a higher price. People are asking higher prices for these, and they stick to their guns typically on that. So if you want to collect Tomica Limited Vintage, my advice to you is pre-order. It's what I've found to be the best, typically, and least expensive option. If you want to go after some old models, sorry, they're going to be tough. They're going to be tough to get, and when you do find them, some of them are easy to find. Some of them are pretty affordable, but some of the real, you know, desirable ones, good luck finding those ever for inexpensive, at least not here in the U.S. Here is the Nissan Skyline GTSR Tomica Premium. These are a step below, you know, your Tomica Limited Vintage, of course. These have actually, I would consider them having some play value. But they are quite premium, and they do look pretty good. I've featured them quite a few times on the channel. This is, what scale is this? 162, so pretty close to 164 scale. And it's pretty awesome. In general, with these, you are going to get suspension. Springy suspension. You're going to get a plastic base, and you're actually going to get plastic tires. Now, even with the plastic wheels and tires, they don't look plastic necessarily. Sometimes they look very plasticky. This one, they look pretty good, but they are plastic, so these things do roll amazingly well. In general, these things usually also have like a lensed or inserted detail for headlights and taillights, which are hard to see in this one because it's just over some black, but it is there. They generally have very nice details. They're usually really, really high quality in paint, fit, finish, all that stuff for the car, and a lot of times they are going to have an opening feature. And Tomica does opening features quite well. This one's got opening doors. And it looks pretty darn good. I like it. That's going to join my Tomica Premium collection, which is actually got quite a few Tomica Premiums. So sticking with the Tomy family of products here, let's take a peek at these 50th anniversary Tomica basic models. Now these are basic models, and these are models that have been around, I believe, for quite a long time. Looks like they open from maybe the bottom here. I don't know if I should really be careful with the packaging. So the packaging's interesting though. I'll go ahead and pull them out. They're in a bag. That actually looks really nice. Okay, these are a step above the real basic models. It looks like they're actually made to like the vintage spec. They are metal on metal. This one's metal on metal anyway. This Toyota 2000. I'm just trying to put the packaging sort of back together here. I save the packaging for a lot of my premiums, import diecast. I may save the packaging for these too, actually. They're actually really nice. The copyright date on the bottom of this is 2002, and that, my guess, is when they retooled this, because I'm pretty sure this also came out more of a vintage Tomica as well. This one has a opening door. If you're not familiar with Tomica, I mean, obviously 50 years, and it is the year 2020. I think these actually came out in 2018, though. You get the idea when they started making these little cars. And these generally have opening parts. They're generally metal on metal. There's some that are metal on plastic, though. They got some real basic wheels, but I actually like the wheels. They look better on some castings than others. They roll like a dream. And this thing is actually super nice. Actually really nice. It's a beautiful car. So that's cool. Let's take a look at some of the other ones. This next one is this Toyota Mark II hardtop. This one appears to also be very heavy and have a metal base. Oops. A beautiful pearl white. Painted detail for headlights. Some basic painted detail for taillights. Suspension. Copyright date's 2009 on this one. These are made in Vietnam, by the way. Real cool. Opening doors. Maroon interior. That's a cool little car. So yeah, I do like some of the Tomica basic range, and these are no exception. I'm going to save my favorite for last. The next one we'll do is the Crown Super Deluxe, which looks pretty similar to this other Toyota. Suspension's awesome on these models. Pretty cool looking model. I don't know why I didn't pick up the other one. I should have just grabbed it. Looks like it was a police car. I think it's actually, it's a police version. There it is right there. It's hard to get on camera, but it's a police version, I believe, of this car. Should have just picked it up. Why did I do that? I'll have to see if one's still available, just so I have the whole 50th anniversary set. I mean, I was semi-reluctant to buy any of these, but I just decided to go for it. There was one I really wanted, and I'm showing you that to you last, but now that I got them in my hands, though, they're really beautifully done. For a basic model, I mean, the paint is just fantastic on these. It's got such a smooth, nice, glossy finish, good feel to it. Feels high quality. The casting itself feels really high quality, being that it's metal on metal. I think they're cool, man. I do. Bluebird Triple S Coupe. In red. Headlights and taillights, some silver trim and stuff. Opening doors. Of course, the metal body, metal base thing going on. That's cool, man. That's cool. Very, very neat. Very cool. All right, so there's that. And then lastly, the Fairlady Z. This is the one, of course, that I really wanted. I had to get. I've got a vintage one of these somewhere in my collection. I have to locate it. But it's quite cool. Not the best Diecasting out there, but you guys know I'm a huge fan of this car. Metal body, metal base. It's got a really nice color orange. That's actually quite a beautiful color. Yeah, man, that's cool. Opening doors, of course. Heads and tails. You know, it's not the best proportion Z casting out there, but I don't care. I really like it. That's a keeper, right? Super cool. Super awesome. All right. I got a keeper moving here. Keeper moving. I got two more things really for us to look at. If we look at that ignition model, let's take a peek at this real quick. We might as well peek at that ignition too. Pull this out. All right, so this is the Diecast taxi bus collection. This is the Metropolitan bus, and it's different. So I don't think I have pulled this out of the package at all yet. No, I haven't. Like I said, I got this quite a while ago. It's got some weight to it. This was pretty inexpensive from, as I recall. Like actually really cheap, actually, from what I can remember. Because like I said, it was a while ago when I got this. I got to pull this stuff off here. That's probably the easiest way to do that with the scissors. And let's check this thing out. It also comes with what appears to be, gotta back the camera off here, get it in the shot. There it is. It also appears to come with some sort of bus stop or something signage deal. I don't even think I'm gonna pull that out of the package. I'm just gonna leave that with, what the heck, let's pull it out. Who am I kidding? This thing actually sealed in the pack. Here it is. A blank sign. This thing didn't come with stickers or anything, did it? No, doesn't appear so. So I imagine that represents a bus stop. Pretty neat. Non-step bus. Okay. Base is, let's talk about construction real quick. Base is plastic. The body is metal, except for the top. The top is plastic. Of course, the see-through bits are plastic representing glass. Really interesting because it's hard to tell where the metal stops and the plastic starts. The back is plastic. I don't know. Overall, this is really well constructed. The tires are rubber. This thing rolls like crazy good. I like this, actually. I wasn't really sure about it. It's just something different. It appears to be very detailed, and it appears to also have some opening features here. So one of them would be what appears to be a sliding door. Yeah, there you go. Slides open to reveal some detail in the interior. Slide shut. Yeah, that's cool. And then it appears to also have an opening door here too. Controlled by the thing on the bottom. That's pretty cool. Size-wise, what would make the most sense to compare it to? Obviously, we want something that's 1/64 scale. I guess let's grab this little Skyline. And there you have it. I'm going to say that's pretty accurate for scale. I'm going to say it's got to be pretty accurate. I don't think it's too small or too big. I think that's probably right on. It's got to be close. Maybe the key would be to look at like the driver's seat, maybe, and compare it to... Yeah, I mean, it's got to be really, really close to right on 1/64 scale. I mean, it's not all metal or whatever, but it's... I would say that's pretty high quality. I mean, look at the thing. There's no, like flaws anywhere I can see. I mean, of course, it doesn't have, like, lens detail or anything for the taillights or the headlights, but that doesn't really matter in this case because the thing was so cheap. I want to say this thing was like $10 or something like that. Like, it was not expensive by standards for a 1/64 scale bus. It's put together with screws. I mean, you could take it apart and explore it further, but of course I'm not going to do that. Yeah, I'm happy with this. This is a really cool little piece. I think it's awesome. So let me know what you guys think about that. And then lastly, what we're going to take a quick peek at is this ignition model. Like I said, this was provided to me by Surplus Goodies. It's time to finally actually just keep it out of the box. These models are not cheap either. These ignition models, but they are quite good. This is my first in my collection. First ignition. Now, if you enjoy a rolling model, this is not the car for you, okay? It does not roll. It's a static display. And really, I held off on getting an ignition model. One, because they're pretty expensive. Two, because they weren't really doing a car that I thought I really would want all that much. I mean, they do some Skylines and stuff that look really good, some GTRs or whatever. And but when these Supras started popping out, this was one that I wanted. At least one version of this Supra casting. It's pretty awesome. So it's got a body kit on it. The detail on this model is exquisite. Hopefully that Lamb Lead Daily gets posted or has been posted. You guys can see pictures of this thing that I took because they do it a little bit more justice than kind of just twirling it around here with my hand on camera. It's got a plastic base, metal body, but it does have some weight to it. And it's just really high quality. It's very well done. It's got like mirrors. I mean, it's got mirrors, but it's got mirrored mirrors, which is pretty awesome. Taillights, of course, are lensed. The headlights are lensed. It's got that extra part down there for the exhaust. It's just, you know, as high quality as 1/64 scale really does get it from a model perspective, from something that you want to display. So, I mean, they're cool. And usually they're a lot more expensive. He's got them right now, buy it now priced. So if they're still available, I mean, go check out Surplus Goodies on eBay. And these are actually fairly affordable now. These things used to sell for, to get an ignition model, you used to have to at least put down like $80 or something like that. Now it's, at least about half that probably to get one. He graciously provided one to me to show, so I really do appreciate that. Thank you, Jimmy. And yeah, that's going to be it. Oh, if you want to see the packaging real quick, that's kind of high quality too. It's got texture to it, and it's got this like little metal plate. That's pretty neat. So for people that like the packaging as well, this is another brand that you'll enjoy. All right. Thank you guys very much for watching, liking, commenting, subscribing, all that good stuff. Please check out my playlist. Please check out my other videos. And above all, hope you're happy, healthy, and doing okay, and your loved ones are doing okay as well. Have a great day.